Hello and welcome to today's video. If you're new here, I'm Erin. I'm glad you've joined me. Today I'm going to be sharing with you things that I've been loving this year. This is my 2020 favorites video, or yearly favorites. I've done this, I think, since I started my channel. I've done a yearly favorites every year. I don't typically do favorites videos throughout the year because I don't often have enough to do month to month, but I do like to share with you at the end of each year what I've been loving. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, be sure to click that subscribe button so that you can see all the videos I have to share with you in the coming year. I have all different playlists for the different types of videos I've done, so if you want to go back and check any of those out, I encourage you to do that. I have quite the list I've come up with throughout the year, so let's just jump right into the favorites. Starting with makeup, since I'm sure that's what a lot of you have come here to hear about. I don't have a lot of makeup items this year, but I did want to share a few favorites with you. The first one being a mascara favorite, and I must have tried this out early on in the year because I feel like I had been using it last year, but maybe it wasn't in time for last year's yearly favorites, but regardless, I love it. I don't currently have one at the moment, but it is a favorite and is one that I plan to repurchase hopefully soon, and it is a mascara, and it's the Thrive Cosmetics mascara. Now this is a tubing mascara, and what that means is that the way that the formula works on your lashes is a little bit different, and it's also going to clean off a little bit different. So instead of leaving any smudges or smears when you clean it off, it kind of flakes off, so don't let that alarm you because it's not your lashes coming off, it's just the product coming off. Now it's a little more on the expensive end, I think, for mascaras, and I've been having a harder time getting it because I think I tried to get it through Ulta or somewhere like that, but it hasn't been available, so you have to go through, I think, the Thrive Cosmetics website, but I will try to put a link in the description box for you, so if you want to check it out, you can. I will link all of the things that I'm talking about as well, as long as I can find them. But I love this mascara. I love the way that it works and looks on my lashes. I love the fact that I can go throughout the day and not get the raccoon eye look or panda eye look of having black that smears under the eyes. And yeah, it's just a really great mascara that I like and would recommend to you, and I look forward to getting another one. Another favorite discovery for me this year was a lash comb, and I've used lash combs in the past, but they've been the straight stick with the comb on one end and the brush on the other. And then I heard about this one from J-Cat Beauty, and they call it their Pro Makeup Gentle and Smooth Eyelash Comb Separator. This is a must-have for me for when I apply mascara. In case there's any clumps, I can just comb through and get rid of those clumps and make the lashes look a little bit better. And I really like this one from J-Cat because instead of it being straight and kind of sideways, it's upright and curved, so it fits more with your lashes than any other I found. I also don't think it was that expensive, if I remember correctly, but I've been loving it, and I don't think I can go back to the old kind because this one has been working so well for me. The next makeup product is also a mascara, but this one has been a more recent discovery for me towards the end of this year, and it's from Jessica Braun recommending it, and it is the L'Oreal Bambi Eye Mascara. Now, I got it upon her recommendation, but you never know because people have different tastes and likes and dislikes, especially when it comes to makeup products, but she talked about this one, and I feel like a couple other people talked about it as well, so I said, hey, I'll try it out, why not? We'll see if it works for me, and I love it. Not only is it drugstore, so it's a little bit more affordable than the Thrive Cosmetics one, but I just love the way, it's what I'm wearing today, and I love the way that it lifts and separates my lashes, but it doesn't get real clumpy, and it doesn't get too extreme that I get spidery or anything like that. And it's a fairly simple, I'm pretty sure it's a plastic applicator, and it's a fairly simple brush. Honestly, now that I'm looking at it, it reminds me of a lot of the CoverGirl brushes, but I've really been enjoying this mascara and will definitely be repurchasing it. If you're looking for a good drugstore mascara, I would say check this one out. Alright, so that's it for makeup products this year. I am sure there's probably other things that I enjoyed, but I didn't love them enough to write them down on my list. So those are the makeup favorites that I wanted to share with you. Now, moving on to TV shows. One show that I enjoyed this year was Little Fires Everywhere, which was on Hulu. It's still available on Hulu, but it was a Hulu original, and it had Reese Witherspoon and Kerry Washington, and I did read the book and really enjoy the book, and I enjoyed the TV show as well. So if you've read that book, maybe check out the TV show. You can watch it without having ever read the book, but yeah, I enjoyed it. Another show that I absolutely loved this year, and I'm very happy that it's coming back for season 2 in just a couple of weeks, is Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. If you're like me and you're a fan of musicals or Broadway or anything like that, I think you would love this show. It's hard to explain the concept behind it, but basically it's I don't want to spoil too much of how it happens or anything like that, but basically it's a show that is also a musical. They kind of incorporate more popular so it's not musical type songs like you would think of. It's, maybe some Britney Spears or some Maroon 5, and they work those songs into the story. But they have big dance numbers, and it's just a fun show, a show that I really enjoyed watching. I will warn you that some of it is sad, but some of it is also very happy and uplifting. If that sounds interesting to you, check it out. Maybe check out a trailer to see if it would be something that you would enjoy, but I highly recommend it, and I can't wait for season 2. The next show is Superstore. It's hard to believe I only discovered this year because I ended up watching all the seasons, and I'm currently on the new season. I've now fallen a few episodes behind, but I like sitcoms and comedy shows, but it's very rare that there's a show that makes me laugh out loud. And I don't know if there's ever been a show that makes me laugh out loud hysterically, sometimes to the point of tears, every single episode. And I'm probably hyping it up way too much. You're probably going to go watch it and not think it's that funny or not agree with me. But I think it's really entertaining and funny, and I'm sad to say that this is going to be their last season, but I can always go back and rewatch the old seasons if I need a laugh. But yeah, if you're looking for something light and funny and something to make you laugh, then I highly recommend checking out Superstore. Another show that I got into this year unexpectedly and enjoyed is Total Bellas. I feel as though this requires some explanation because Scott is really into wrestling, and he got me into watching some wrestling with him, but from that we started watching the show Total Divas, which is about pro wrestlers but kind of a reality show. But then Total Bellas is Nikki and Brie Bella, who are former WWE wrestlers that have their own reality show. And I'm not really one to watch reality shows because I don't want to get sucked into them because I'll never do anything else. And a lot of them just haven't appealed to me. But this one does, and I really enjoyed it. So far, I'm not too sure about the new season, but of course it was difficult for them, I'm sure, during the pandemic to do the show. They can't go off and about everywhere like they normally do. But yeah, it's just one of those escape shows, kind of, I don't want to say mindless shows, but kind of, and it's gotten me to listen to their podcast and follow them on social media. So if you like reality shows and maybe are also into wrestling, I think you would enjoy that one. And the final TV show I wanted to mention to you is an older one. It's Gilmore Girls. I never really watched Gilmore Girls before this year. I know it was on when I was younger, and I would see episodes here and there, but I never watched episode after episode, season after season, in order through the whole series. So I decided this year, after many people on Instagram, YouTube, and that I know personally talked about the show and how much they loved it and how it was just kind of a go-to comfort show, I said, well, I should check this out. Why not? So I think it was honestly when I moved in here that I started watching it. And I'm on season 2 now, so I have a ways to go and would appreciate no spoilers because while I know somewhat of how things go, I don't know exactly how things go, so I'd like to be surprised if possible. I'm on season 2 and often find myself watching one episode and then saying, oh, I have time for one more. And that's not like me at all, but it is just one of those shows that I really enjoy. I feel happy when I watch it. It's comforting when I'm kind of having a meh day or maybe feeling stressed about something and I just want to be happy and comforted. I usually go to Gilmore Girls. So that's it for TV shows. Now I'm going to go into kind of the other category of other favorite things this year that don't fall into makeup or TV shows. Now, I didn't really list any favorite podcasts this year, so if you'd like to learn more about the podcasts that I enjoy listening to, let me know and I could do a separate video on my current favorite podcasts, so let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in. I also don't have any new or different favorite YouTubers this year. It's the same as it has been, so I can't update you on that. But I do have some other favorites. I'd say a little more lifestyle household favorites. The first item, I don't know why I didn't get sooner, and now that I have it, I don't know how I ever lived without it. And that is a fabric shaver, which I use for sweaters. This one is from Evercare, but I know they have all kinds of different ones on Amazon. However, I found this one to work really well. I'm not going to demonstrate it on this sweater because this sweater's brand new and doesn't need it. But if you ever have sweaters that get pilly, which happens to me fairly often for some of my older sweaters, I would always find they didn't look that good, or I'd try to pull this stuff off, and now that I have this and I use it on those older pilly sweaters, it does an amazing job. I don't know how it does it really. It's kind of like magic to me, but it takes off the pills and the sweater looks good as new when you're done. Doesn't look all shabby anymore. Do be careful if it's a thin, delicate sweater, because I have found if you're not careful on thin, delicate sweaters and it catches, it could potentially make a small hole in your sweater, but that's only happened to me once and now I'm much more careful about it. But otherwise, I mean, you do have to maybe go over a few times and to get everything, but it really does refresh your sweaters and make them look like new again, which I really appreciate. So it's very simple, battery operated. Just flip a switch and there you go, it turns on. So a great product. If you wear sweaters or have any pilling, I highly recommend it to make them look fresh and new. The next thing I'm going to talk about is for any of you pet owners out there, or potentially people who have a lot of canned goods. Because for Duncan's food, he has wet food in the morning, which comes in the little cans. But I only give him half of the can, so then I typically try to save half of the can. So I used to cover it up in plastic wrap, which worked, but is also wasteful and uses a lot of plastic wrap. And then I was told about these little silicone covers that you can easily wash and reuse, and you can use them to cover up the can so that it stays fresh, but you're not having to use plastic wrap or anything like that. And I think it came with 4 of them, all different colors. The others are pink and blue. And the great thing about it, let me get closer to show you. It has these 3 rings, you see? Well, that represents different size cans. So we used to get him cans that would fit this middle ring here, but now his cans are smaller, so we use the inside ring. So you have 3 different can cover sizes basically to choose from, and it will fit on all of them. So they are really handy and useful if you have a pet that eats canned food, or like I said, maybe you have other things that you need to reseal to use again. I don't know how it would work long term. I mean, I only usually have it on for a day or so, so I can't say freshness wise how it works over the long term, but if you're doing it for 24 to 48 hours, it works. And it's easy, convenient, and cuts down on a lot of that plastic waste. So there you go. The next favorite is these microfiber towels that I got from Amazon. And I think they come in different colors like white, and I know they come in white and gray. But they're great to use as face cloths because I find that hand towels or things like that to be a little bit rough, whereas this is much softer on your skin. And the only thing I would say is do make sure to wash them before you use them, because otherwise you get these little gray pills on your face and stuff. So you do want to do that first, but they hold up well in the wash. They're soft, good on your skin, and I much prefer them now to using other hand or face towels. So that has been a favorite this year, and I will, as I said, link everything below, but if you're looking for something a little bit gentler for your face, I would check these out. The next favorite I want to talk about is more of an app or browser computer program, and I had never heard of it until this year, but it's called Grammarly, like Grammarly. And it does have a paid version, but I just use the free version, and it's been very helpful because you probably know spell check doesn't do the greatest job. But Grammarly will work on Microsoft Word, I think Google Docs, it works on YouTube when I'm uploading videos. It works many places from word processing documents to websites. And basically it goes through and checks your grammar for you. So it will tell you, you're missing a comma here. You have extra words you don't need here. Did you mean to use this word when it really should be this word? So it goes through and checks those grammatical things, and I think it's helped me to catch those things myself more before it goes into Grammarly or Grammarly catches it. It also makes me aware of the common mistakes that I make, and just helps me triple check that even when I'm uploading things to YouTube, they're grammatically correct as opposed to not sounding right. So I would recommend it to you if you do any sort of typing and want to make sure that your grammar is correct. The next favorite this year is Lola Products. Now this is a feminine care company that does tampons, pads. They do a bunch of other stuff too, but I mainly get tampons, pads, and panty liners from them. And it's more natural than, say, something you'd get at the store, although they do sell them in Walmart now, I think. I haven't seen them there, but I heard that it was going to be selling in Walmart. I like it because I get it as a subscription, so I don't even have to go anywhere to buy it. I just tell them what I want, how much I want, how frequently. I can easily go in and update it if I don't need as much and I want it to be longer before my next delivery, or if I need it sooner. So I find that to be very convenient. Plus the fact that I think everything is, 100% organic cotton, and it's a sugarcane derived bioplastic, uses non-toxic adhesives, so it's free of synthetic fibers, fragrance and dyes, and chlorine bleach, which I didn't know were a lot of the things that you can find in other feminine products. So, and I don't think it's any more expensive than getting it at the store in other brands. But yeah, check it out if you think it might be useful to you. But I've really enjoyed using it this year, and also having more confidence that the products I'm using are not going to be toxic to me. Another favorite this year I don't have with me at the moment. It's still tucked away in its box until I get my apartment exactly how I want it to be. I haven't let her out yet, but that would be my Roomba vacuum. I think I talked about it in past vlogs, and I can take some of that video to put in for you, but it's very handy and saves me lots of vacuuming time, though I have found it to be a little bit more manageable here than in my old house, because there was just a lot more space to vacuum there. But eventually I'll take her out again and have her map the place and take care of it for me. But it's just very convenient to schedule it, have it vacuum for you, keeps up with the maintenance, especially with Duncan, so it doesn't get so messy. So while it's an expensive one, it's definitely a favorite for the convenience factor alone. I feel like I've already been talking for a while, but we're getting near the end, so thanks for sticking with me. The next favorite is, I think, another thing I heard about from Jessica Braun, but again, it's from Amazon, and it is a little container here, but it is what I would call a fruit container. I don't know if that's the proper name for it, but the reason I like it is because I mainly use it for grapes, but it has this little basket here that has holes in it, so that way you can clean the grapes and kind of strain it out so that the grapes aren't sitting in the water after cleaning them. And I don't really know a good way to explain it or if there's any science behind it or not, but I feel like it makes the grapes last longer than if they're just in the plastic bag or in a normal type of plastic or Tupperware container. So, and I know you can also use it for berries like strawberries or raspberries or things like that too, but it has definitely worked well for me as far as grapes and keeping them fresher for longer, and makes it convenient to keep them clean and washed as well, so I definitely recommend this to you. Another favorite is my Fitbit watch. I never really thought I would like a fitness watch. I always had the Fitbit bracelet type things, and I thought that the watch would be too large or I would find it too cumbersome, but I quickly got used to it, and I can even sleep with it and it doesn't bother me, and I like all the capabilities it has as far as telling you heart rate and, you know, when you're in your cardio or peak heart rate zone, and as well as the sleep information that it gives you. So I've really enjoyed it, and if you haven't checked out Fitbit before, I really like the company, have used them for years, like their products, like their customer service a lot. And if you are wondering which one to try out, I do like this one. It's the Fitbit Versa HR, and it's worked great for me. For the last item I have here, I'm going to do two things that are not tangible items, and the first is an app. Again, I think Jessica Braun told me about, so if you don't follow her, you should. It's AnyList. It's an app called AnyList, and I really like it for keeping my grocery lists or even Target lists. And what I like about it is that it will categorize for you. So if I'm making a grocery list and I put flour, it will put it under like baked goods section. And then if I put lettuce, it'll put it under produce. So it makes it a little bit easier when you're going around the store. Instead of having a list that's all over the place, it's broken up by category of how most grocery stores are set up. And then I also like it because you can cross things off right in the list, so it doesn't require me to have a separate piece of paper, and it's really easy to keep track of what I need to get and what I've already picked up. And yeah, it's convenient, easy, free, and you should check it out. Now, I said I didn't have a new favorite YouTuber this year, and that was untrue. I don't know why I said that, because I do, but I just didn't think of it because it's not a beauty or lifestyle YouTuber, it's a fitness YouTuber. And that is MK Fit. And she does hip-style dance workouts, but she does them to popular songs, and I like her so much, and her workouts so much, that I became a patron of hers, which just means that she has a Patreon account, and you can give a certain amount of money a month to help support her channel. So I decided to do that because I like her workouts so much, and I know she can't monetize them because of the popular music, and she works so hard at it. I wanted to keep her channel going and keep the workouts going because they're probably the most fun workouts I've ever done. I'm often smiling through them, which is very unusual for me. I really enjoy her channel, really enjoy her workouts, and it's not just the popular music that makes it fun, it's also her personality and attitude. So if you haven't checked her out yet, you should, because I think you will like her workouts. They are quite high intensity. I often get real sweaty and out of breath, but it's a good workout. The final thing I want to talk about today is a hair straightener. And I got this year because my other one had not been working great. And this is the Kristen S hair straightener, and you can get it at Target. I decided to get it in white. It comes in black too, I think, but I didn't want plain old black, so I got it in white. But keep in mind that if you do that, you will start to get color and notice the dirtiness on it. So if that will bother you, I wouldn't go with the white, but it doesn't really bother me. Now, this was on the more affordable end as far as hair straighteners went, but I read reviews and it had good reviews, so I said, okay, I'll give it a shot and hope it works well. And boy, did it exceed my expectations. And I don't mean for straightening, because while it does do a good job of straightening, and it does have different temperature levels so you can set the temperature to what works for your hair, it's the first straightener that I've ever been able to curl my hair with. Now, today's hair is not curled with this. It's curled with my curling wand. But only recently in the last few months did I attempt to curl it with this, because I know when I went to my hairdresser, she would always use the straightener to curl it and often said it worked better because the curls would last longer than a curling iron or wand, and that it was easy to do, but of course for me it was not easy to do. But then one day I tried it out and just got it. And now I tried it out many other times with my other straightener. Never worked for me. Somehow, for some reason, this one did. And it's not perfect, and it doesn't look as good as when she does it, and I probably need a lot more practice, but it does work for me. So that right there is a selling point of this straightener, is the fact that someone who is hair challenged was able to curl their hair with this. So, plus it's not going to break the bank, and it has held up pretty well so far. The multiple temperatures is a good feature. And the only thing I will say is I do wipe down the plates after each use, because I find that maybe it's because it's more of a shiny material than, say, a ceramic, which wouldn't be as shiny, but it does get a little bit of residue and dirt, or not dirt, but a little bit of residue and things on it after using it, probably from products in my hair and stuff like that. So I do just wipe, once it's completely cooled, I wipe it down to get that gunk off. And I would recommend you do that, because if you didn't do that, I think it could build up and then make your hair look greasy or not work as well for you. So that is one thing I do, but it takes a few seconds. It's not that much effort. So yeah, if you're looking for a new straightener, head to Target, check out Kristen S, or even find it on their website, because I've really enjoyed it. And there you have it. Those are my favorites for 2020. Let me know in the comments what you have loved this year, whether it be makeup, hair, lifestyle items. I'd love to hear about your favorites. Or maybe if you have food or snack favorites, that would be good too. I have one more video to go, all about the books I read this year, so if you enjoy books, stay tuned for that one, because you'll want to watch it. I hope you enjoyed hearing about some of the things I've been loving. Give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really does help out my channel, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. Bye!